Hello everyone, this is Norlin Oligosarma, your licensed immigration consultant. Are you losing your status in Canada? Do you have an existing permanent residence application? How do you maintain your status? Can you be able to go home? If so, what are the requirements to come back to Canada? Did you hire a licensed immigration consultant and they seem to taking your case lightly? This must be watched or share this content. Kasi kapupulutan nyo talaga ng aral if you have this kind of situation. Or if you are my trainee as a new immigration consultant, watch this straight from the bottom of my heart. No sugarcoating, and this will gonna help you for sure. Kailan ka nag-apply ng PR application?
Parang January 6 yun na ganon.
2000
January 4, January 6.
Anong year?
2023.
Okay, last year lang. So wala pa talagang result. Anong ginawa mo? DIY ba or with the representative?
Yung first, DIY lang talaga yung yung una.
Yeah.
Kaya nung nabasa ko yung phone ko, nahulog kasi nung umakyat ako sa bus. Nahulog.
So wala ka talagang record sa mga ito kasi pina-DIY ka. You went to a representative na license tapos sinabi na i-DIY mo. That's really strange. I don't understand bakit ginawa sa'yo yun.
Yung kasi sabi nila kasi hindi pa daw kompleto, so ayaw din nila mag-represent ng something na
and then dapat so saan ka nag-DIY? Sa office nila?
Sa office nila.
Okay. Nagbayad ka sa kanila?
Of course.
Oh my
kasi,
God. That's really strange. Ano ba namang klaseng technique ng immigration consultant yan? They took you as a client, they took money, and then they ask you to do DIY. Wala silang liability in terms of your application. In-assess ka nila, they know that you are not qualified kasi kulang ka ng documents. They should have advised you. They should have taken your consultation maybe. Yes, that's fine. Pero yung sasabing, sige, go ahead, mag-apply ka, tapos magbabayad ka sa amin. Pero ikaw ang haharap sa battle. Kasi alam mo, ang immigration, it is a battleground. You really need somebody. Kung tutuusin, kung DIY mo, I'm not against to those people na nagdi-DIY. I understand, siyempre, kailangan mo ng pera, kailangan mo ng maraming mga reason. And the problem is, nagiging PR ka because naswertihan mo siguro or hindi complicated yung case mo. Ikaw, itong naririnig ko about your status, about your family composition, that is already a complication. Ang dami ng mga factors para maging complicated itong PR application process mo. Kasi in terms of PR application, they will gonna check your mga inadmissibility ng asawa, ng pamilya mo, especially yung mga anak mo kung mayroon ng overage na sila or kailangan na nilang magpa-biometric. So, andun na lahat yung mga inadmissibility assessment. Ngayon, pina-DIY ka, parang sinabing, sige, pumunta ka sa WAR, haharap, pero nandito lang kami sa likod. And then, wala ka pang gun.
Nahulog yun, bumalik ako sa kanila, sabi ko, hindi ko ma-recover yung PR portal ko kasi nahulog yung phone ko.
Okay.
Tapos sabi ko kasi yung...
Hindi ka ba nagsulat? Hindi ka ba nag-take down ng notes? Hindi.
About what?
About yung mga pinaggagawa mo. Like for example, siyempre DIY, kailangan mo ng password, kailangan mo ng...
wala problema doon pero hindi talaga siya ma-recover kasi yung email na nilagay ko doon bago, hindi ko na mahala yung password.
Tapos doon mo sinend yung mga files mo?
Files. Tapos ang ginawa ko na lang, kasi diba, na-in ko na yung mga documents, ang ginawa ko, nag-try talaga ako natawagan yung IRCC.
But hold on, pero nakapasok ka dun sa sa application.
Yeah, kasi tumawag ako sa IRCC,
okay.
Kinonfirm ko kung natanggap na nila yung application ko, na-open naman nila, so sabi nila, you better go, sendan ka namin through your new sa email ko talaga na ginagamit. Sabi, isi-send namin sa'yo. Change na nila doon sa application ko yung email. Yun ang ginawa nila, change nila. Tapos sabi ko, hindi ako magaling technically, paano yun i-recover yung PR portal ko. Sabi nila, maghanap ka na lang ng either representative kung hindi mo alam kung ano. So wala akong choice kasi yung mga documents na dinownload, di ba sa ACTAX. So sila din, doon din ako pumalik, sabi ko, parang ako pa yung naghanap ng paraan ba? Ano ma-connect doon yung application
Magkano
ko.
binayaran mo sa kanila?
Mahal din yun ha. Parang piecemeal din yung something din yung bayad ko sa kanila.
Oh my God. Pina-download sa'yo. Okay, they allow you to use their phone, their laptop. They allowed you to use their printer for $3,000?
Yeah, something like that.
Yes. That's unbelievable, outrageous. Anyway, we're done with that. Hold on. In terms of the payment that you paid for these people, did you get a receipt or no?
Ang alam ko, may receipt naman. Parang may receipt naman ako natanggap. Nagkakaano-ano yung mga gamit ko ngayon.
That's okay. I'm here to actually to make it right.
I know there is.
Okay, kung may resibo ka, wala kang pinirmahan na representative form, wala kang pinirmahan na tawag dito na agreement, that means they are violating the ethical practice of a licensed immigration consultant. Now, you can take back that $3,000, okay? You can take that back. I believe na ang kausap mo is yung license, hindi ba? Baka naman staff lang nila.
Hindi talaga yung license yung usually mga staff lang.
Baka tinago pa ng staff yung pera.
Yung mga staff nila.
No, nobody will be a staff kapag like me, I'm a licensed immigration consultant. Anybody who's a licensed immigration consultant, they will put their own business then. They will put their own practice. Hindi kita haharapin kapag hindi ako licensed. So I believe they're violating their ethical practice. That's what I believe. Imagine they ask you to print out, they let you print out sa office nila, they let you download and work out for your do-it-yourself applications for PR, then they ask you to pay for it without doing all those things. That means they're fooling on you. Now, tapos na tayo dyan, you can actually take that back and make a complaint. That's fine. I can help you, send you the documents kung paano ka mag-complain and get back that money at the same time, kasi panluloko yung ginawa nila sa'yo. Alam nila na
ginawa ko yun, ma'am. Ano mangyayari doon sa application?
Hindi naman mawawala yung application nyo. That is between you and the immigration. Ang maganda pa nga nito, you need to know. Baka mamaya, mayroon kang na-declare doon that will gonna make your application a misrepresentation or nakapag-declare ka ng hindi tama, tapos may misrepresent ka na, at least alam mo na ang ginawa sa'yo, ang pinagawa, may rason ka na pinagawa mo sa immigration consultant. At the end, ginawa ka lang na parang ikaw yung front, sila yung nasa likod, pinag-print ka, ginaid ka, pero hindi sila nagpa-sign or ano. Kasi ang licensed immigration consultant, you are retaining them to fight against the immigration kung ano man yung kailangan. We are immigration law specialist.
Din ako kasi sabi ko, wala ba kayong gagawin para sa aming mga aplikante na hindi man lang
Wala talaga, hindi siya gagawa kasi hindi naman siya representative mo. Unfortunately.
Parang hindi sila ganun Tapos nagtataka na kami nung isa ko din kasama.
May kasama ka pang isa, ganun ang technique.
Oo, sabi sa akin, Joanne, sabi niya sa akin, bakit parang hindi sila kumikilos para sa papel natin? Sabi ko, yun nga, kasi parang doon na lang tayo, sabi ko, biometric. Sabi ko, hindi, wala man lang kung...
Saan mo nakuha yung biometric? Directly from you or from them? Of course, they are not your representative, ikaw.
Galing sa IRCC mismo, ako mismo ang tumawag sa IRCC, kaya binigyan agad ako ng biometrics nung nalaman nila na hindi ko ma-open yung portal ko. Sila na mismo na-open.
Okay, we're done with that. Anong situation right now na gusto mong mangyari?
Sa akin kasi, parang hindi ko kasi nakikita sa kanila yung parang sabi ko sana, parang hindi man lang sila na gagawa ng paraan na wala kang maririnig na kung anong masasabi nila sa status mo. Like, inopen ko sa kanila, paano ngayon yan, sir? Kung halimbawa, hindi ko na makita yung anak ko, missing na yung anak ko, anong gagawin ko sa papel ko? Parang wala silang masabi. Kaya parang hindi nila alam kung anong sasabihin. kung anong magiging option ko, kung anong magiging next move ko, just in case, kasi baka yan lang ang maging dahilan talaga na hindi talaga maano yung PR application namin.
Hindi pa. Kasi wala namang wala pa namang assessment na ginagawa. Biometric is part of the process para sa inadmissibility. Nagpa-biometric na ba ang anak mo?
Yeah,
okay,
both of
good.
them.
So, okay naman pala. Okay, so ngayon, walang masagot yung licensed immigration consultant mo kasi nga it is a kumbaga yung jurisdiction ng situation is sa Pilipinas. Now, for me, I can give you an advice, that's for sure. Kung halimbawa missing yung anak mo and on process pa lang yung permanent residence mo, there's no other way but for you na sana bumalik yung anak mo, okay? At makita mo ulit siya. Now, kapag hindi mo na siya nakita, and then bumalik ang immigration sa'yo, asking for some other things. Usually, they ask for IMM 5669 kung nasaan na yung anak mo. Usually, they ask for another medical exam. Pag ganun na yung hinihingi ng immigration, the best way for you to say is that, sabihin mo kung ano yung totoo sa immigration. Sabihin mo na nawawala, missing yung anak mo. I believe, I don't understand why you are scared going to the police. You have to go to the police and report this. Hindi naman
hindi ako natatakot. Yung pamilya ko parang ayaw nilang mag-take ng responsibility pagdating sa kanya. Kasi parang wala silang gana dun sa bata. Alam mo kasi, parang hindi kasi nakikinig sa kanila. Kaya parang kaya naiiyak ako. Sabi ko, yung understanding sana sa sitwasyon, emotionally stress yung bata. Gawa nga na siguro, since maliit siya, parang hinahanap niya na yun. Pero
tsaka siguro,
hindi sila masisi. Pero ikaw na nanay, parang ikaw na lang yung umiintindi.
Pero, what you can do, hindi ka ba pwedeng umuwi sa Pilipinas?
Gawa nga nito, diba?
You can go home. It doesn't matter. You have ETA.
May expire na yung work permit ko. Sabi ko, parang nalagay talaga ako sa langanin.
Okay, hold on. Look, your application for PR is already in there. Okay? So, ang expiration ng permit mo is actually implied. Pag na-expire yan, naka-implied status ka kasi naka-apply ka na ng permit. Hindi ba sinabi to ng licensed immigration consultant mo?
Ang sabi lang nila sa akin, kahit nasa under HCCP pa, dapat daw laging maintain status, kailangan ko daw ng bagong amo. Ganon daw yun.
Hindi, pwede na, kung wala kang bagong amo, you cannot do anything. I'm hoping na qualified ka, nung nag-apply ka. When you apply for PR, that means qualified ka na to apply for PR. Ngayon, pag halimbawang nawalan ka ng status, this is the problem. That's why I'm really getting out there kasi ang mga consultant, they have limited knowledge about these things. Pag nawalan ka ng status, maintain your status, period. Wala na silang explanation. Now, this is what you're going to do. Yes, patapos na yung status mo as a work permit holder, pero mayroon kang existing na permanent residence application. Di ka nakahanap ng employer kasi maganda sana pag nakahanap ka ng employer. But worst case scenario, ang mangyayari sa'yo is implied status ka, okay? You are going to wait for your application for PR. I'm hoping nag-apply ka ng open permit with this. Now, kapag ka ang PR application mo, bumalik ang immigration sa'yo and they're saying na, oh, you're qualified, pero...
Isa pa yan, ma'am, yung open work permit na yan, kasi tinatanong ko sila, sabi ko, sir, nung nag-apply ko ng PR, alam ko, binayaran ko pati yung open work permit. So, I don't know why they're asking me na kailangan ko ng amo, tapos mag-a-apply, di ba, close work permit ako, mag-a-apply kami ng open work permit. Eventually, mag-a-apply ulit ng open work permit para daw mapabilis yung open work permit. Sabi ko, parang nagdubli-dubli. Sabi ko, kung bayad kami for open work permit when I apply for PR, sabi ko, yun lang talaga.
That's a problem kasi nga, hindi ka nagbasa ng service agreement. So, binasa mo sana kung anong ginawa sa'yo para alam mo. Anyway, so ngayon, pag nawalan ka ng status kasi ang hirap makahanap ng may LMIA na amo na mag-offer sa'yo ng LMIA, and you were right, yung kapag ka ako yung amo, nakita ko na may PR application ka na, that means hindi ka natatagal sa akin, then I'm just gonna be wasting my sponsorship sa'yo. Kasi pag nakuha mo na yung PR mo, wala ka na, aalis ka na. But they don't know, employers doesn't know that PR application will take forever. Ang tagal talaga, 2 to 3 years ang process ng PR application. kasi nga especially itong status mo, ang daming mga irregularities na parang i-investigate ng immigration because of your admissibility. Right now, pag worst case scenario, hindi mo pa rin siya nakita, and then they want her to do all these things, what you can do, since dineclare mo naman yung anak mo, you can remove your daughter, yung anak mo na panganay, then sabihin mo na declared ko siya, pero re-remove ko na muna siya, kasi nga, the problem is, na missing yung anak ko, blah, blah, blah. So, yun yung mga...
Hintayin ko muna yung assessment nila, di ba? Yung
yes. Hintayin mo. Wag kang munang mag-act. Kasi hindi natin alam what if bumalik yung anak mo, di ba? So, we don't know. Ngayon, to maintain your status, pwede kang mag-apply ng tourist visa. Okay? Pwede kang mag-apply ng tourist visa and then apply ka na rin ng ETA, Electronic Travel Authorization, kasi pwede yon. Then, if you wanna go back home, yes, you can go back home. You don't need to have a work in order for you to go back home because of the new rule right now, which is, ang mga Pilipino na may visa ng temporary resident permit, which is work permit, student permit, tourist visa, you could be able to get an ETA. So, ETA means, kung ano yung validity ng passport mo, yun ang ibibigay sa'yo. Kasi nga sabi sa rule, na lahat ng mga taong may temporary resident permit status, ay pwede na silang makakuha ng ETA in and out ng Canada regardless of whatever your status before. So, yes, pwede kang makauwi sa Pilipinas using an ETA. Okay? Kahit wala ka ng status, kahit may status ka, you can still come back while waiting for that permanent residence application. I'm really glad that you have an existing permanent residence application. I'm really glad that you came to me and asked me some clarification. You are smart. Kasi nga, you always have to seek second opinion ng mga tao. Kasi iba-iba yan eh. May parang doktor yan eh. They have their own opinion. I have my own opinion. But it depends kung, kasi ako, yung aking exposure sa temporary resident permit, which is economic class, my exposure is really very, kumbaga, sobrang laki, napakalawak ng exposure ko. Kaya, whatever you ask, mayroon akong answer kasi I've been exposed to a lot of difficult cases ng economic class, which is kagaya ninyo, mga foreign workers.
Kasi din ako kasi yung bunso kong anak, mag-iisa na lang talaga siya. Tapos, parang yung mga, ewan ko ba sa nangyari, yung mga kapatid ko parang takot na pati yung sa bunso ko, parang ayaw na nilang kumustahin, parang hindi na nila inaano kung kinukumusta. Nagtataka din yung bunso ko, mama, hindi na ako kung mag-message ako na masama yung pakiramdam ko. Parang wala na silang pakialam. Parang sabi ko, ano ba yan? Parang iniwan.
Siguro hindi ka nagbibigay ng pera sa kanila.
Sabi ko, hindi kasi nila maintindihan, ma'am. Kahit ma-explain ako, this time wala akong work. This time, may work ako. Parang hindi nila naintindihan yun.
Pero you know what? Don't you know na at times like this, ang karamay mo si Lord?
Kaya nga, sabi, minessage ko kayo, saan ba kayo nagsisimba? Sabi ko, kasi hindi ko talaga, minsan, yung gusto mo na lang i-focus yung mo sa sarili mo, pero hindi mo alam kung, siyempre, yung maganitong bagay, hindi mo naman pwede pagsabi kahit kaibigan mo, hindi mo pwede kasi napakaselan, kasi hindi mo alam kung you will be criticized as a mother, you will be judged as a person.
Yes, correct.
Wala kang matakbuhan.
Mm-hmm.
Kaya sabi ko, parang feeling ko ang sama-sama kong nanay. Sabi ko, wala naman akong inisip ko, di mapabuti sila. Sabi ko, bakit ko mapapatayin yung sarili ko? Diyos ko, sabi ko, ang dami ko nang nararamdaman sa sarili ko. Sabi ko, dahil lang, sabi ko, sa pagpupursige na mabigyan kayo ng kinabukasan.
My professional advice is that ayaw kong kunin yung case mo kasi ayaw kong magbayad ka na sa akin ng extra money. Stick to your consultant kasi licensed consultant naman sila. Second thing is, you direct your consultant kung anong gusto mo. Kung gusto mong magpa-follow up, ask them. Hindi pwedeng sila yung nasusunod. Pero I just wanna let you know, to be honest, the application right now, when you submitted January 2023, wala pa talagang result. It is not the consultant's fault. It is not your fault. It is not your family composition or whatever things na mayroon kang issue sa situation mo. It is the immigration, honestly. Immigration has a backlog of millions. So that's the problem. Now, I'm glad that you are under economic class, hindi ka nasa student class. I am glad na nandun ka kasi eventually, ito yung aasikasuhin kasi nga, they call it family reunification. So ngayon, in terms of the situation of your family, huwag ka munang mag-aas sa kanila kasi baka mamaya darating yung anak mo, marirealize niya na gusto pala niya ng Canada eventually, then she will come back to you and then she will say, Mom, I'm here, I still want to come to Canada, and you know, gusto ko, at least may option yung anak mo. Ngayon, pagdating ng panahon, baka maayos mo, maybe makauwi ka, then at least maayos mo siya na sabihin mo, anak, pwede bang magpa-assess ka pa rin sa immigration para pag may option ka, gusto mong pumunta ng Canada, yes, you can come, pero if you want to have your life alone, I can definitely support you with that. Makapunta ka lang doon, hindi kita ibabag, hindi kita susundan, just come to Canada. Kasi 20 years old, may adult na yan dito. Pwede na silang magsarili. And that's okay. And I'm just hoping and praying na lang na, you know, maayos yung buhay mo, anak. And yun lang naman ang aking reason kung bakit ako nagsasacrifice dito is to see you na maayos yung buhay mo, blah, 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 things like that. But I think you need to go back home para maayos mo yung anak mo. And so, in terms of your application sa PR,
tinitingnan ko kasi sabi ko, kailangan ko talaga mag-surprise visit sa bahay.
Yes, you can do that. Yeah, you can do that. You need to show up. Kasi kailangan ka rin ng anak mo. Ilang taon ka nang hindi nakauwi?
2018.
6 years, right?
Yeah, hindi ka rin makauwi. Wala ka rin may ipon kasi nga, di ba, ilang taon kang naghahanap ng amo, ilang taon nga makaka-work. Then, eventually, ganyan na naman, magpa-process na naman.
Yeah.
So,
well, you know what? In terms of the process, I'm not hopeful na ipaprocess talaga ng employer mo yan. Kasi kung gusto nilang i-process, may contract ka na, may LMIA number ka na, but right now wala eh. So they're just fooling on you, but I'm not saying that you leave them. As long na binabayaran ka naman ng tama. Are they paying you?
Kailangan ko pa din sila kahit paano.
Yeah, are they paying you sa yung tama?
16 lang yung binabayan nila sa akin.
Should be $19 an hour.
Nila lang MIA ko. 16 lang daw.
Yeah, $19 an hour na ang rate right now.
I know. Ako naman sinasakyan ko na lang din kasi hinahabol ko doon yung work permit.
Don't worry about the work permit. Kung ayaw nila, diwag. Mayroon ka ng application na existing eh. So, ngayon, pag end ng May, wala ka pa ring option to go for those things, what you can do is to apply for tourist visa para ma-maintain mo yung status mo inside Canada.
Ilang months yung tourist visa, ma'am?
Every 6 months ka mag-i-extend. Ngayon, in terms of that, habang hinihintay mo yung PR application mo, ngayon, pagka may nasabi na ng immigration na, you are qualified for PR pathway, then you can apply for open permit, or kung naka-apply ka na ng open permit, you right away ask your consultant to claim that open permit right away. Then immigration will issue you an open permit. Ganon. You don't need
Pero in case naman na binigay nila sa akin yung LMIA, tapos kapag process ako ng bagong work permit, just in case lang, pwede ba akong mag-apply ng open work permit nun?
Hindi ka pa pwedeng mag-apply ng open permit pag hindi ka sinabihan ng immigration that your PR is qualified ka.
Dapat talagang notice from the immigration na mag-a-apply ng open work
pag sinabi ng PR, ng immigration na you are qualified under the PR pathway. Pag AUR, nothing yet. Pagka assessment, biometric, medical, wala pa yan. But
kapag yung akin, ma'am, bakit pinabiometrics ako na wala naman siya ng issue na AOR?
That's okay. Sometimes they miss that. Sometimes immigration miss that. So that means, EUR kasi sinasabi, ina-acknowledge yung application mo. Pero pag pinapa-biometric ka na, may file number ka na doon, that means you are, nandun ka na sa system nila. So, you don't need to worry about that. Yeah. So, don't worry about that. Kung ganyan ang ginagawa ng employer mo, alam mo, babalik at babalik din sa kanila yung ginagawa nilang pagre-rip off sa oras mo at saka hours mo. Ang daming employer, they pay them $15 an hour, $16 an hour kasi yun yung contract na binigay sa kanila 2 years, 5 years ago. And they don't wanna acknowledge yung sinasabi dun sa contract.
Hindi sila makikinig kahit mag-explain
kasi
syempre, may mga changes.
they wanna keep their money, at the same time, they wanna keep you. That's so unfortunate.
Pero
But
nakakapag-tour sila ha, ng Las Vegas, ngayon sa Caribbean. By 16 na alis naman sila papuntang China. So, you know.
Di bale, you know what? God is with you. Yung mga yan na rate, yung mga pera na yan, maliit lang yan kung tutuusin dun sa blessing na ibibigay sa'yo ni Lord. We're talking about
talaga siguro.
We're talking about $3 an hour. Yes, malaki yan pag na-accumulate. But right now, if God blessed you from His grace, from His blessing, si Lord, hindi yan lang $3 an hour, okay? Hindi rin, kung aayusin naman ni Lord ang buhay mo at saka pamilya mo, those are blessings, those are richness, those are your treasures. Hindi yung ginagawa na employer mo. And I believe me, there's always a karma sa mga ganitong klaseng employer. Hindi man ikaw, it will gonna be God who will deal with them. So pray ka na lang, and then importante healthy ka. Huwag mong pabayaan yung health mo. Okay?
Kaya nga, tinatry ko din, sabi ko, dapat magkain talaga ako kahit wala akong gana kumakain.
I know.
Kasi nga, diba, we need to maintain talaga. Sabi ko,
you have to maintain, yes. That's correct. Ang hirap din sa totoo lang, even if you go and call yung 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 bell, yung sinasabi nilang kapag depressed ka na, call us. Wala, they don't do anything there. So, the only thing you can do is to take care of yourself, pray, and seek God's guidance. Yes, ikaw lang talaga. Walang karapatan ang depression sa buhay mo right now. Kailangan ka ng mga anak mo.
Sabi ko, walang puwang yung depression dito. Sabi ko, kaya hindi din ako kahit sa Facebook, hindi ko din pinapakita na parang sabi ko, parang kasing lalo mong dinadown yung sarili mo, parang nakikita ko na ganun din yung parang pahirap din ang pahirap. Sabi ko, kailangan lang mapakita na you're strong, you know? Kasi matatalo ka talaga. Reach out ng anybody kasi sabi ko, hindi pwedeng basta lang ako magsasalita ng ganito kasi hindi ko alam kung
you reach out an immigration consultant, hindi psychologist, okay?
Kaya feeling ko tuloy ngayon parang nagsimba na rin ako.
Yeah, I got a wrong tawag dito, profession kasi ang dami, hindi ka nag-iisa. They actually open up to me about other things other than immigration, and sometimes I have to answer, pero as what I've said, those are practical answers. It's not a professional advice. Pero yung immigration, of course, they are professional advice. But I'm glad na na you came to me and then I could be able to guide you na hindi ka na, kung iba lang, they will say, okay, give me and I'll take care of the papers, then I have to charge you retainer agreement. Now, sa akin, I don't want you to do that. I want you to stick to your immigration consultant, ask them to help you, and they have to stick to their responsibility sa'yo, and then that's what you should do. And yung direction mo dapat ang gawin nila, as long na it is it is actually in line with the immigration law. It is a big process. At the same time, you have your consultant. I'm really glad, but that's my opinion.